The reason I don't use punishment with my children is because I don't think it's effective. There have been studies done on punishment, and it shows that if you use punishment, it only will really work in a very narrow context if you do things in a very specific way. When we talk about discipline, if you look at the root of the word discipline, coming from disciple, it actually means to follow. It doesn't mean to do things to people to manipulate their behaviour. So I guess there are 4 principles that I'm bearing in mind when I'm talking to my kids or when we have a situation where they need to learn something. The first is modelling. If I'm not modelling a behaviour, I can't expect my kids to do it. There's no such thing as a perfect parent, no such thing as a perfect child. The second thing is listening to them, and I think this is very important because if I'm not going to listen to them and hear them when they want to tell me something, why should they listen to me? It's a relationship, not a dictatorship, so that respect needs to go both ways. The third thing I bear in mind is consequences. There are consequences to actions. I'm going to have less time to play with them because I'm going to be trying to fix whatever mess has been created. If they're mean to each other, they're not going to want to play together, and that is the natural consequence of that. Same in the real world. If they're not kind and respectful to people, they won't get it back. The fourth thing is individual differences. So my children are very different. I'm sure yours are too. One of mine is autistic, and so it's about adapting the approach slightly for each child and not sticking to rules that we think because we see other people doing it on social media, which definitely is a reflection of their whole life. We have to do it like them. Overall, what I'd say is it's just about creating a relationship of mutual respect. I can tell my kids to do things, and even if they protest, I say, no, I need you to do it. They know there's not going to be a punishment, but they still sort of respect the authority that I have because they see me leading them. Very, very busy day. I'm very tired, and the kids are still basically demanding things of me. It's their job, but oh my God. So here's what I do. I keep my replies as short as possible in a quite calm tone, and I lower my voice deliberately. And if I find something I don't like, I just state a fact as opposed to a question or telling them to do something. So I just walked into my bedroom. Elfie's eating a chocolate ice lolly on my bed. Duvet cover's white, they know I'm not happy with that. So I took a deep breath and I just said, I don't want ice lollies in my bed. And she went, okay, and she got up and left. So this is in the kitchen. I don't want my kids to think I'm going to pick up after them all the time. At the same time, I don't need to get mad about it, they're only kids. Whoever had the yoghurt drink and had a green bowl with a lolly, please can they come clear it up? Not you. Hello. Hi. Is it yours? Yeah. Please, would you put it in the bin? Yeah. Thanks, darling. If punishment worked, our prison system would not be full of 2nd, 3rd, 4th time offenders. But it is. So my interest in reward punishment systems and behaviour and psychology was really peaked when I started working in a pupil referral unit. And this unit was for teenagers, and actually it was where kids who got expelled from their first pupil referral unit went. So we're talking last chance saloon here. And you might expect that to be really strict and quite a harsh place, and it was completely the opposite. It wasn't neglectful, it wasn't that she didn't care, it was just that she realised that these kids didn't need punishment, they needed direction and security and to see the consequences of their own actions. So when I say I use natural consequences for my kids, that's a bit of an oxymoron. Like, I don't really do anything, I just let their actions speak for themselves. I also do narrate and explain natural consequences, so I do help them understand how their actions turn into consequences. One of the things that people have said to me in response to gentle parenting when they first come across it is, oh, what, you're just going to let your child run in the road and get hit by a car? And obviously that's not the case. Absolute number one priority as a parent, no matter what your style, is keeping your child safe. A lot of gentle parenting is more about how things are done than what is done. One of the things I would advise parents not to do is get tied up in their child's response. If you let your child's response dictate what you do, you're going to end up in a bit of a pickle, especially when it comes to safety. These are 2 things that I would highly recommend to parents when they're taking their kids out to eat. Take them somewhere where it's very predictable. So where they have a children's set menu or a set menu of some kind so you can predict exactly what's happening, particularly handy for autistic kids. And if the restaurant itself doesn't have entertainment like colouring or something for children, take entertainment. So the other key thing I would do is coach them and practice. So sometimes if I say to my kids we're going to use princess manners, they know what I'm talking about. That means we don't lay all over the table, we're not going to throw food in our mouths, we're going to eat with a knife and fork, we're going to say, use all our manners, it's going to be good.